So just like Jermonica said, you get out, of course, stop going to church, made some bad decisions and I would say bad decisions. I would just say some decisions that I wasn't mature on.
Some learning decisions.
Right.
Yeah.
I call learning. Had my first child at 17 years old. And of course, church did not agree with that.
That's You're back in the day church. You got to come stand in front of the church.
What do you need improvement in?
Just want to go through and move.
What is the purpose of overthinking? You're taking care of your loved one. That's how you can increase your sales.
Hello, everybody. This is Ferris.
And this is Caleb Flanoy, and welcome to another episode of Conversations with the Homecare Guys.
Caleb, we are continuously painting the month of July blue and yellow, blue and yellow,
Come on, blue and yellow. Yes.
We have some amazing guests. Some guests that have been with us for a long time.
Oh, yeah. You know, I can talk about these guests, especially when we started off Ferris. We started off in our mother's living room. Then we moved to another office off of Heritage Road, Heritage Road. And these two ladies right here have been with us for a long time. So we're gonna say the original crew. We have the original crew. We're gonna welcome Jermonica, who's over our billing manager, and Shiquita, our staffing manager. Welcome to the Homecare Guys, guys.
Thank you.
Oh my God,
y'all are matching with this
blazers on.
The yellow Ferris has on his prime care color.
Come on, I just missed the memo. I missed the memo. We fit right on there.
Well, y'all, I am super excited about interviewing you guys. This month, we're highlighting our prime care family because we want to go through and make sure everyone knows that it's not about Caleb and I. We only play a little small part of it. We have an amazing team that goes in day in and day out to go through and support the big vision of prime care. And you ladies have, again, just like Caleb said,
y'all are part of it.
Y'all are part of the original crew, original crew. So you all have a lot to go through and say. You all have seen our ups and our downs, and we're excited about having you guys on the show today.
Thank you.
Well, I want to
be here.
Well, thank you. I want to start off. Let's take some time. I want our audience to know who you guys are, and your background. So let's start off with Jermonica. Jermonica, let's start off with you.
Okay. Well, I grew up in a small town. I always dreamed of being a teacher. Why? I have no idea. I'm like, I don't really. Kids.
You don't like kids?
They ain't my thing sometimes. Right. So then I was like, well, okay, I'll do nursing. So all throughout school, I was in college courses. And the college courses that I was in, they basically led me up to college and going to college and doing nursing. Yes. So I went to Central Georgia Tech for nursing and got all the way up until the last semester and got pregnant. Oh, man. Well, my first semester, interning in my first semester, I got pregnant. Right. So I told my teacher, I was like, hey, I'm pregnant. She was like, well, you might want to go ahead and drop out now because by the time you have your kid, you won't be able to come back to the program. I'm like, okay. So I dropped out, and that's how I ended up going to medical billing and coding. I got in medical billing and coding. I'm like, I love this. Wow. I'm in the background. I don't really have to talk to people. These are numbers here. I got these codes down packed. I know what I'm doing. I used to go in classroom. I fell asleep sometimes. I still came out of all my classes with the A.
That's good. That means you know what you're doing. That means you're good.
Yeah, so I got my associates in medical billing and coding from Central Georgia Tech. Well, come to find out, I could have started my process back after I had my daughter. So if I had made it in the nursing program, I could have started where I left off. Wow. I wanted to go back and tell the teacher, you told me a story.
Wow.
Right. But it's kind of a blessing in disguise. It seems like you really found something that you really love. Because I know so many nurses get their nursing degree and then say, you know what, I don't want to do it anymore because it's so stressful. And then now I'm the nurse in the family, but I don't have a degree because everybody called me while they okay, well, this is happening. What I need to do? Right. I give them the right thing. I was like, now you can go to the doctor and let the doctor, you can pay it. You can get a second opinion. They go to the doctor and they call me back and they say the same thing you said. I know.
What, Dr. Quinn, medicine woman?
I know. So, yeah, and I met Caleb and Josh.
Yeah, we was in the same nursing school. Together. Yes. Yeah, we at Central Georgia Tech, and then, Josh and I, we failed out. Jermonica just didn't come back the next day. She was like, listen, now want to know why you didn't come back. So we were like, oh my goodness.
Right, so.
I finished my nursing school now. I'm trying to take boys now. So Lord, y'all know I failed my boys. I failed my boys first.
It's okay.
But I got to redo it again.
You can redo it.
Shiquita, let's talk. We just telling all our personal business. Shiquita, tell us about you. Tell us about you. Who you are. Who is Shiquita Hurst?
Okay, well, I'm Shiquita Hurst. I'm from Millersville, Georgia, born and raised, unfortunately. I'll just say that. But grew up in a home with my parents, mom and dad. Of course, Pentecostal.
Yeah.
We went to church 7 days a week.
We're right there with you.
Day and night.
Yes.
And just somehow I just totally lost interest in it because that they would kind of tell us what we couldn't be, what we could be, what we needed to do, what we couldn't do. And how I got into just caring for others is because even at 18 years old, actually 17 years old, I wanted to care for people. Just something that I feel that God gave me a gift because you they have to be given. It's nothing that you can just wake up and say, hey, this is what I want to do.
Right.
So I did have that desire to be a nurse. Of course, that didn't run in anyone in my family. My mom wasn't a nurse. She did school. My dad, my dad kind of did. He was like assistant to when they had Central Georgia, not Central State, but Central State Hospital open. And but I didn't kind of see a lot that he did. I know he had to deal with a lot of clients that pretty much maybe had like disorders.
Okay.
And they would call him because he was the guy that could kind of take them down.
You can handle
Come on, Central State Hospital.
the legal way.
So
they call it crisis prevention, intervention now.
What do they call it now?
So just kind of growing up in the home with him, and then I was like, I want to be a nurse. That's what I want to be. That was my dream. And so just like Jermonica said, you get out. Of course, stop going to church. Made some bad decisions, and I would say bad decisions. I would just say some decisions that I wasn't mature on.
Some learning decisions.
Right.
Yeah.
I call learning.
Had my first child at 17 years old, and of course, church did not agree with that.
That's
You're
back in the day church. You got to come stand in front of the church.
Yeah. So I dropped out of school. Got very discouraged about because I'm thinking that I'm the only 17-year-old walking around with this child. And,
wow.
Didn't think I could ever go back to school. And so I kind of just started working. And I know it was the favor of God because led me right into a field and I got my CNA. And I started at the Georgia Veterans Home and just started caring a lot about those clients. And then people would tell me, hey, Shiquita, I can identify. If I had 7 clients, they would identify all 7 clients, and they was mine.
Wow.
And then one nurse told me, I said, well, how can you? I'm always going to ask you why or something. And she's like, because they're groomed well. They have nice clothing on. When their families would come to visit them, one of the guys, he had the same birthday I did, and his wife, it really meant so much to her to where when she brought the birthday cake in, she had my name on that cake.
Wow.
And that when I knew that was what I needed to do. That's how you impact people. So that was it. I was like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
Met you guys, 2012. I was still working at the Veterans Home.
I remember. We were on Heritage Road then.
Right. And I remember meeting you and Josh. And you was like, guys had that twin moment, and you was looking at each other like.
Did we put you in the office then, or did we? I
actually, when you asked me, and I was like, well, I got vacation coming up, so what I'll do is I'll come work for you guys for free, just to see if I like it. What I'm doing. I told you guys you didn't have to pay me,
right?
And I don't even think it was like a week, and Josh was like, we gotta have you, we gotta have you,
right?
And that's when I made the decision. It was a scary decision because it was an unknown. I was working somewhere that I was so familiar with. Same habit of getting up in the morning and doing something the same way. So once I met you guys, it was scary because it was unknown. I was like, I don't know them.
Are you unable to work a public job because you're taking care of a loved one in your home? there's a possibility that I can help. Since 2019, Prime Care Home Care has been part of the Structured Family Caregiving Program, and that is where you get paid a weekly stipend to take care of your loved one at home. There are some qualifications, and I will be glad to go over those with you. But first, you got to call. My number is 478-279-9838. Once again, that number is 478-279-9838. My name is Tara Griner, and I would love to help you.
You opened my eyes so much from this conversation because I never knew your background. Mm-hmm. I never knew your background until today. And I think about some of the things that me and Ferris have done, especially Joshua in the organization, and we did a lot of change. And we would come in one day and we'll change up the room in the back, and some people do not are not accustomed to it. And we were so trying to evolve and stuff, and so that could affect you because you was coming from a place where you had a child and you wanted stability and you wanted something so routine and so structured that when we did change, it kind of affected. And we didn't really know our leadership was not the level of what it was today. It is today, but we did not know. We did a lot of stuff that really kind triggered a lot of people.
This is what I want to say. This is why we brought the people that do with us for a long time here. Hands up. Okay, so I'm going to ask a question as well because you all have been with us from Heritage Place to North Columbia to where we are right now.
Wow.
Right. Tell us about one of the most memorable, hectic, chaotic times that we've had at Prime Care.
Jay is rolling the eyes, y'all.
I want to go hear this, but so who I want to go first? Just got to think about because I know we put everybody through hell at some point.
I remember when we was at over here.
North Columbia.
No, first we was on Heritage Roads because there are twins. Y'all know twins. They go back and forth all the time. That was before Ferris came, so I didn't even know Ferris. When I came in as a CNA, and they was like, "Well, we need a billing person." Okay, so they was talking, and they was like, "Well, we gonna use her. She can come in." I was like, "I have another job." Right. I was like, "Okay, well, I'll come in."
You are doing our billing
at 6, so I would come in the office, and everybody be leaving.
Right.
And I'm the only one there in the bag at 5:00. And then when Ferris came aboard, he used to come in. He was like, "Who is this?" I was like, "I'm Jermonica. I'm billing." He was like, "I'm Ferris."
Jay, so you did billing before you got your associate. Was that an interest that sparked your billing, or you?
Yeah, it was.
Because I know you still wanted to win to nursing school.
Mm-hmm, I still
but you just kind of remember that probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So get back to the story.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So I did that at 6:00, and I came in and I would stay there for a while, and Ferris come in and he would stay for a while, and me and him got to know each other, and then the next day I would come in the morning and Josh and Caleb were arguing about something. We can hear you back here. Yeah.
We were disrespectful. So y'all didn't know anything about leadership. Right. We didn't know nothing about leadership.
And then I would come in. Then some days I would come back in at 6:00, and I would look, the whole room be changed. I was like, now this was not on here yesterday.
Right.
It was definitely different. I can say when I met you guys, I see the twin reactions. I guess I was just fitting in. We didn't Josh showed me the whiteboard, and he told me, and I was like, then I see Caleb and him go out, and I was like, what they doing?
Changing.
I know we all out of subject, but I remember we used to be in that Heritage Roads. We did squiggly lines.
Yes, whiteboard from this wall.
This is how you go through the building from one line through.
Right. Yes. We let us know we build circular.
Right. That's the reason I understood it. So I was ready to the same level that you guys were at.
But now, thank God, we have software and we have all this other stuff.
Technology, because I had to print out. I gotta print out all
a whole
these.
pack of paper.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about this now. Let's talk about the evolution. Let's talk about where we were now, and now let's talk about the leadership that we have at Prime Care today. How has the let's talk about the difference. Let's go for you.
So when you first started, you know, you were young, hot-headed.
Yeah.
I can do this. I don't want to listen to my team. That was all the way up until last 2 years.
A couple years ago, y'all.
Yeah, a couple of years ago. But I see the change. I love the change. I see the change. It's more, okay, I got this experience. This is what I want to do. This is my company. I have a team that I trust. Yes. I can instill in. You know, I can instill great things in them, and great things going to come out. Yeah. Someone has instilled great things in me, and great things has come out. I am so proud of you guys. Y'all do not understand how much I look up to y'all guys. I'm like, those are 3 black guys.
Wow.
3 black men from a small town.
Yes.
You know, knowing your background, and they have did wonders.
Wow.
I'm
Look,
like,
we are doing wonders. We are doing
wonders. That's what I was going to add.
But y'all have paved the way for us to do wonders. So thank you.
Thank you.
Give you your flowers while you're here, baby.
That is amazing.
That what really stands out to me, the growth that I see now, because at the beginning, I came from, again, Georgia Veterans Home. And what I did there is that they saw what you did. They recognized. They supported you, not even just sometimes, just letting you know, thank you. And so what I was able to do there, I was able to grow. And so that kind of, again, that was that fear of stopping me. Am I going to make the right decision moving with these guys? So again, I got in the trenches with you guys from the beginning. I did see a lot of inconsistency. Up one day, down one day.
Oh yeah.
But sometimes, you know, that's kind of how my life was too. So I was like, okay, let me see what this at this moment can bring me. I even got my GED.
Wow. That's a blessing.
Yes, 2014. And that was 2 years in the company with you guys.
Wow. Wow.
So there was, again, it was because I think more of my heart was open. And that's a lot of times what you have to do when you start with people. You have to understand, and you have to be understanding. You have to have an open mind.
Right.
Because if you don't have an open mind, I've seen so many turnovers.
Yes.
From the beginning of when I was with Prime Care.
Right.
I've seen where it could have endangered Prime Care at times because of people that I've managed. Of course, you know, they're talking, say, you know, because sometimes people don't take that easy when you're laid off.
Correct.
You know, and it was scary moments. It was scary moments. And so this journey to where we were to at now is amazing. I believe in you guys.
Right.
I believe in myself because I can see it, not just saying it. I can see it. I can hear it. It's nothing fake about it. It's real. And that's why I don't have anxiety today right now to sit and talk to you guys. Because if it was any other moment in my life, I would.
Right.
How can somebody take the rug underneath that you're from you?
Right.
They didn't know what I have to pay. And then truly I didn't think that you guys cared. That changed my life.